a few guys decided to pursue our passion as we hit destination fishing spots in our local waters out of Pompano Beach, Florida. We want to fill you in on what we have learned along the way.
Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
That's good.
Testing. How's my hair? Do I need more makeup?
That's amazing.
180 gram flatty.
Let me get my camera out.
Blackfin Tuna, Thunus atlanticus. They're found in the western Atlantic from Massachusetts to Brazil, including the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico. In the belly of this fish, you're likely to find shrimp, squid, and crab. Table fare? Good. Florida regulations, 2 fish per person or 10 fish per vessel per day, whichever is greater. And that leaves a lot to interpretation, if you ask me. Let's go fishing.
Okay, don't reel.
Want me to reel a little?
Chris had a cutoff, and then after Chris's cutoff, instead of like retying my jig and putting like some metal assist hooks on, putting some metal leader on, you know, I just sat there and went, huh, Chris got cut off. And then 2 seconds later, boom, I'm cut off too. And I'm like, that's it. That's it. We're going to war.
Oh, it's a king. The king. Get a gap.
And so I throw on, put some wire on my leader. It's about, I don't know, 6 inches of wire. And then I also have those woven braided assist hooks that have the wire that's woven into them. Something that we're testing out. And I've got that matched with the Gamakatsu 510 hooks, and
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
I was going to war.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Hey, look at that.
Wire assist hook.
Wire assist hooks. That's what was smoking us down there.
Freeze frame. Check it out, guys. I'm using a short piece of flexible wire leader that's threaded directly onto my split ring. Then you can see that I have braided assist cord going to my Gamakatsu 510 hooks. Now, I wouldn't recommend this for bottom fishing for grouper, but when there's toothy critters around, it definitely gets the job done. After fishing a reef in about 160 for a bit, we decided to bump it out and chase tunas. We got a few small bottom fish, but not what we were looking for, until we found this. A half a tuna. And we knew there's whole tunas down there, and we're gonna get them.
Wow. Good fish, baby. Good fish. I had my drag a little lighter after that smoker king broke the 30-pound test wire line on me, and this guy just peeled drag. Nice.
Mid-water though, right?
Mid-water, baby. Yep. After he caught his little king, man, I got hooked up to a screamer. 180 gram silver and blue flatty, and it was a pretty massive thump. It was a pretty massive peel off, and when it stopped, it was just a pretty massive load of weight, and it felt like I was hooked up to a decent fish that kept on digging down on me. Woo! What you got? What you got? I might need that sea anchor up. Here we go.
Not as big as Chris's, but it's definitely, we must be into tuna at that mid. I'm fishing deliberately mid-water.
That's a good fish. I'm not gaining on him at all. All right, Ocean Jigger, time to put you to work. My confidence has been taking a few blows on cutoffs on really nice fish, so here I am I don't want to eat my own words, but I'm hooked up to a nice fish, and I'm trying to take it easy, but there is no gainage on this right now unless I...
Oh, this one gets bigger.
Oh, he's taking it. So this fish wasn't giving me an inch, and I wasn't giving it an inch. We were at a standstill for a while, and it was a slow, heavy battle. I was keeled over. I was actually I remember talking during the fight a little bit. I had a break off on a really nice fish. I got almost to the boat a few days ago. I had a few nice fish come unglued, so I kind of have that wavering confidence right now, and I think I even mentioned that during the fight, that I was just gonna kind of be tender with this, because I do not want that streak to continue whatsoever. I was keeled over on this fish, and it was a slow battle. I was getting one turn on him at a time, and he never not once started swimming up towards me. So it was a slow pull up, and he kept on trying to dig down, and you know, that fight subsided in about 10 or 12 minutes, and when we started to see color, you know, we saw just a massive tuna, you know, the one that you hope to get hooked up to, and the one that you end up talking about to your friends.
Oh, that's a big fish, Chris.
Really need them down here.
He'll get there.
Oh, one more turn. Alright, we'll get him. Right here. Here it is. Here it is.
Oh my God! That's a 30-pounder, bro.
That's right there.
That's a 30.
So we got this fish in the boat, and as the fish slapped onto the deck, actually, my jig came unhinged from my assist hook. I didn't really pay attention to what exactly happened, and at the same time, you get hooked up to the trophy-sized fish, and you know, you're keeping your fingers crossed that your tackle holds and the stars align, you can get the fish in the boat. So at the end of the day, we got this fish in the boat, and I'm super, super excited to have caught it. Now for today's
Quick tip. What's up, guys? Johnny here. By special request, I'm going to tell you guys about my line to my knot to my fluorocarbon. Let's start out with my line. So I like to use a Daiwa J-braid 30-pound test. I like the multicolor because it gives me an idea of what depth I'm at, and I don't feel that it's necessary to go any higher than 30 pounds. As a matter of fact, if you're going deeper, you probably want to scale it down to a lower pound test to have less resistance in the water. Another great option from the Daiwa J-braid is the Yozuri Super Braid. This line has been tested to have the thinnest diameter versus the break strength. So moving on down to my knot. There's two options for knots, and these knots are for a reason. It's the PR knot and the FG knot. I use an FG knot. Reason being is I can tie it easily on the boat. It doesn't require an extra tool, and it's streamlined. The PR knot, granted, has a higher break strength and is proven to be a little bit stronger. It requires a bobbing tool, and it's a little bit extra work that I don't want to put in while I'm out fishing. But both of those knots are very important because they're streamlined. They're very thin, as you can see, and they go through your guides easily, and that's what you want, especially whenever you get a fish close to the boat and this knot is going in and out of your guides. Now moving on to the next thing, fluorocarbon. I use two different sizes, that's all I use. I go from 30-pound test fluorocarbon or 40-pound test fluorocarbon. The reason why I use fluorocarbon instead of mono, it doesn't have stretch. I don't want stretch in it, I want to have the connection with my jig.
And if I get hooked up with a big fish, the initial impact and blow is taken by the tip of my rod, not the fluorocarbon or the stretch in the fluorocarbon. And that's it.
Got some drag pull.
Hooked up, baby! We're out here about 300, sitting on a wreck. I was reeling up. I was halfway up. Pulling a lot of drag. I hooked up on a nice tuna. I thought he was going to be bigger really than he was, and it was really because he was side hooked. And he took just a humongous run on me. And it's because a lot of times when they're side hooked, you know, really they feel like a Volkswagen dragging through the water, and you could be a little confused on their size coming in.
Wow, look at that.
Maybe they're out deep.
Look at that.
Oh, he's taking drag?
Yeah, he's taking drag.
Decent fish. All in all, it was a decent day. It was, you know, it was really beautiful day on the water. The boat ramps opened back up today, so there was a lot of people out on the water, you know, just enjoying being out on the water, families and you know, fishermen alike, you know, just enjoying the day out there. And it's good to see the people back out there. We did enjoy our space out on the water for the past month or so with nobody around, but you know what? Welcome back, guys. We're glad you're out on the water, and we hope you guys get hooked up on some fish.
Thanks for watching, guys. Check out a few pics from our friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. Jig on.